We've all seen it a million times, right? The hero makes the ultimate sacrifice for the greater good. But what if that's not how the story had to go? Today, we're diving into one of the biggest what-ifs in the entire Naruto saga. What if a single choice to live instead of die changed absolutely everything?
And that's the big question, isn't it? What if Jiraiya, in his final, doomed moments against Pain, decided to zig instead of zag? We're not talking about a small tweak here. How would one man's decision to survive, not sacrifice, completely flip the script for the entire shinobi world?
You know, this quote right here? This is classic Jiraiya. It's his whole philosophy, the code he lived by and the one he died by in the story we all know. It's all about that big, final, meaningful act. But what if the most meaningful act wasn't dying to send a coded message? What if it was surviving to deliver the intel in person?
Okay, so this is it. This is the moment where our timeline splits. Picture the scene. Jiraiya is an Amagakure. He's beaten, his body is ruined, his throat is crushed. In the story we all watched, this is where the credits roll on him. But in our story, this is just page 1 of a brand new chapter.
So, with that last tiny flicker of chakra he has left, he does something totally unexpected. He doesn't go for some heroic feudal attack, no last-ditch Rasengan. Instead, he makes a total gambler's move. He chooses to hide.
And the irony here is just, wow, he doesn't pull out some legendary S-rank jutsu, no giant toad summons. He uses a simple, almost boring infiltration jutsu. You know, the kind he'd use for his research. It's not a flashy, world-ending move. It's just a quiet little escape, enough to let him sink into the dark water and just disappear.
So for the next 3 weeks, the world moves on. Konoha's in mourning. Naruto is just consumed by grief. Totally lost. His training at a complete standstill. And then, one rainy night, a figure, just tattered and broken, stumbles through the main gates.
And this line, it just says it all, doesn't it? His spirit is completely unbroken. Yeah, he's maimed, he's missing an arm, but he is undeniably alive. And for Naruto, can you just imagine? That crushing grief, that burning rage, it just evaporates, all replaced with this overwhelming relief. His master, against all odds, actually came home.
But Jiraiya coming back wasn't just a feel-good moment. No, it was a strategic earthquake for Konoha. He couldn't fight like he used to. He wasn't that powerhouse Sannin anymore. He had become something else, something way more critical.
See, he didn't just crawl back with his life. He came back with answers. That cryptic code he scratched onto a toad's back in the original timeline? Forget about it. This time, he brought back the entire enemy playbook firsthand.
I mean, just look at this intel. Pain's real name is Nagato. He's a puppet master controlling 6 bodies from somewhere else. The controller himself is weak and can't move. And each of the puppets only has one unique power. This is everything. In the original story, they had to learn this the hard way, through so much sacrifice. Here, Jiraiya just hands them the keys to victory before Pain even makes his move.
And this really shows you the trade-off, right? Before, he was all about the massive Rasengan, Sage Mode, summoning giant toads, pure power. But now, he's the man with the plan. He's got the enemy intel, he provides the strategic direction, he's a force multiplier. He can't throw a punch like he used to, sure, but he can tell the entire village exactly where to aim theirs with terrifying precision.
And think about what this does for Naruto. That all-consuming rage that was holding him back in his sage training? Gone. It's replaced with this laser-like focus. He's not fighting for revenge anymore. He's fighting to protect the master who came back for him. And that clarity is exactly what he needed to finally nail Sage Mode.
All of which leads us to the invasion. The sky cracks open and the 6 paths of pain descend on Konoha. The attack begins, but this time is different. This time, the village has a secret weapon, and he isn't even on the battlefield.
Yeah, just imagine it. Jiraiya, one arm and all, sitting in a command center with a headset on, like a master chess player. He's calling out every single move Pain makes before it happens. Don't go head-to-head with the Ashura path. Lure it into attacking the Prita path. Focus all fire on the Naraka path. That's the one that can bring the others back. He's saving dozens of lives, not with jutsu, but with his words.
And then, the entrance. The smoke clears, and there stands Naruto, a perfect sage. He sees his village in flames, but he also sees his master, alive, watching him. And Jiraiya sees his student finally become what he was always meant to be. That one look between them changes everything. The fight isn't about desperation anymore. It's about hope.
And now you see the master-student combo in full effect. It's Naruto's overwhelming power, guided by Jiraiya's real-time intel. You can almost hear Jiraiya in his ear. "Naruto, that one, the Naruto path. It's the medic, take it out first." "Okay, Kitty, just used almighty push. You've got a 5-second window, go." It's not a brawl anymore, it's a surgical strike.
So, after the puppets are all down, Naruto goes to find the real puppet master, Nagato. But in this version of the story, he doesn't have to walk that path alone. He's not carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders all by himself this time.
And this is so important. Jiraiya steps up and says, "No, Naruto, this is on me too. This whole mess started with me." He sees Nagato not just as some monster, but as his student, the one he failed, so he insists on going. This stops being a fight about Naruto's philosophy and becomes a conversation about their shared tragic history.
So when they finally get to Nagato, Jiraiya's first words are just stunning. He doesn't come in hot, there's no yelling. He just looks at his former student and basically says, "You won. You killed the Jiraiya you knew. He's gone. This is just what's left." By just admitting his own defeat, he completely takes the wind out of Nagato's sails.
And then comes the killer blow, an apology, a master looking his student in the eye and saying, "I'm sorry, I failed you." That one moment shatters the cycle of hatred. It's not about revenge anymore, it's about accountability. And for the first time, it gives Nagato a way out of his pain that doesn't involve burning the whole world down.
That conversation, that moment of shared responsibility between a teacher and his two students, it leads to an ending that absolutely no one saw coming. Nagato is stuck, right? Torn between the painful past he shared with Jiraiya and the hopeful future he sees in Naruto. And he chooses hope. He chooses redemption. He performs the Rinne Tensei, reviving everyone who died. The prophecy comes true. The child of prophecy brings about a great revolution. And the sage who made the prediction, he's actually alive to see it happen.
And that one choice changes everything moving forward. When the Fourth Great Ninja War kicks off, the allied shinobi forces have a massive ace up their sleeve. Kabuto's terrifying reanimation jutsu, it's got one huge, glaring weakness. Because, as Jiraiya, now the official sage advisor, probably points out with a smirk, you can't bring back a hero who never died in the first place.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? We always talk about the heroes who died for the cause. Their sacrifices define history. But maybe, just maybe, sometimes the biggest changes, the ones that truly rewrite the future, come from the heroes who found a way, against all odds, to live.